good evening, and good flatulence. This is another news report from the Champions of Norrath, Champions of the News team. I am Zabal, and with me today is Trelania.
Me, Trelania!
Ha ha ha! Exactly. Our top story tonight. A group of short people assaulted a large man wearing a Hellboy costume after catching him committing an act of arson on the Magic School Bus. We go now to video footage of the group witnessing the arson and their reaction afterwards. Now, it does appear that this group is performing a Snitzel McMurphy on this Hellboy aficionado. If you're not sure what that is, don't even bother looking at Urban Dictionary. It's not up there yet. Right, Trelania?
Me, Trelania, pretty wings!
Precisely. And now, our main story, Labor Day. You know, many people have forgotten how Labor Day and the Labor Day movement itself began. Today, we're going to show you a movie reel just recently discovered by scientists who were studying the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. Now, this footage is very old and supposedly recorded directly in the first level of hell, which of course is reserved for people who may have led good lives but didn't believe in the almighty Carpenter. This footage shows a group of unruly lost souls who took up arms against their overlord, who appears to have been the infamous General William Hull from the War of 1812, the only U.S. general ever to be sentenced to death in a court-martial. Now, it appears this group has formed some sort of a union and has sent the steward out to talk to General William Hull. The steward taunts the previously court-martialed general by stripping off their pants, painting themselves yellow, and miming as if they were hula hooping. They then run to the corner where this infernal mob then engulfs and attempts to pin the poor outnumbered overlord. Now, I've got to say, that footage is pretty raw. Trelania, do you think there's something you can do to enhance the footage?
Me compute!
Don't worry, folks, she does this all the time. Now, during this uprising of the eternally unclean usurpers, you'll see a very odd phenomenon occurring. Much like Dalsim, the infamous yoga combat master. Trelania, what is a yoga combat master?
Must find Zen in body and spirit to obtain true consciousness!
I'll have to give that a try one day. Anyway, every so often, you'll see one of these underworld outcasts ostracized by the group as their chakra becomes unaligned and their aura glows a bright red. And once this unionized undead has realigned their aura, they're back into the fight. The fight for their rights. Their right to party. Now, Trelania, I have to tell you that footage looks much better now. Thank you.
It's still below me standard.
Now, throughout this footage, General Hull can be seen filling out Satan's Form 11B, the use of fictional characters for defensive purposes. Unfortunately, it appears that the only fictional characters that comes to General Hull's aid throughout this entire footage is the Battletoads, Zitz, Pimples, and Rash. Through statistical analysis, hard number crunching, and multiple conversations with both Billy Bean and Richard Garfield, the inventor of Magic the Gathering card game, Trelania has been able to compute the exact moments of General Hull's unlifespan, in which several occurrences occur. As the uniquely unwavering Union continued through the negotiation process with General Hull, he can be seen at 80, 40, and 15% of the negotiation process to be filling out Form 11F, the use of ancestral relatives of celebrities as personal defense. Here he can be seen summoning two of Anne Heche's ancestral anorexic avatar, ancestors. During negotiations, Skeletor can be seen relenting on the Union's demands for a mandatory 22-hour workday. He exits early for a coffee break, and the Union can be seen running over to Anne Heche's great aunt to demand any form of bathroom break. While all this is going on, the ancestors can be seen calling in biblically blasted branches of their bulimic book club that chase members around in the center as if they smelled of chicken soup. The Union dissuades the bulimic book club members by promising them diet pills once all of this is over. At the exact midway of this footage, General Hull can be seen filling out Form 13F, "Oh please Satan, send any help." Unfortunately, the only demonic creatures to show up is the giant pink snail from Dr. Dolittle and its apparent stunt double. General Hull can be seen feeding Thai curry to these snails as they appear, and the Union is forced to negotiate looking at their sides as to avoid the copious amounts of gas being expelled by both ends of the snails. The snails try to strong-arm the Union into signing an unfair contract, while also revealing that, like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito in Twins, they are forever linked. The Union eventually stages a Phil Hartman-style murder-suicide crime scene to eliminate the snails and go back to negotiating with General Hull. Near the end of the negotiations, the Union makes sure that the Battletoads cannot disrupt General Hull from signing the agreement.
Fatality.
These signings would end up establishing the very first safety standards in Hell. And that wraps up another Champions of Norrath, Champions of the News Team special. I've been Zabal, the bard with the beef broth breath, and with me always is Trilania.
Me not sure, me modeled after Grimlock or Cookie Monster, but me lack character development. And too much alliteration, not funny.
You know, I'm just trying something. Yeah,